Okay. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. You just gotta be honest. No, no big deal, okay? Number one. Um, do you have a specific religion or religious view that you identify with?
Christian.
Okay. Why or what drew you to these views?
Uh, Cultural background, and then my own personal experiences.
Okay. Have you always had these views or have they changed over time?
Um, I can say they've matured over time.
Okay. What do your views state is the basic problem with humanity?
The basic problem with humanity. Uh, Sum it all up. We're all sinners, and the only way that we can be freed from our sin is through Jesus Christ.
Okay. What is the name of your views sacred text and how involved are you with the text?
The Holy Bible. Mm, if I had to rate it out of 10, I'm about a 7.
Okay.
Could be better.
What are your religious views on salvation?
As I previously stated, we can only find salvation through the forgiveness of God, which is through believing in Jesus Christ.
Okay. What would you say is a very important holiday associated with your views?
If you're just being completely religious, Easter.
Okay. Is there or are there any super important rituals or practices that are commonly done?
There's communion you do every fourth Sunday. And I wouldn't really call them rituals, but daily prayer should be done.
Okay.
It's for the best of your own personal relationship.
Okay. Based on your religion, what is your opinion about other religious views?
Um, I guess you can say that. How would I put it? Just we all have different beliefs. I don't criticize anybody else for what they believe in, but I do hold fast to what I believe in, and I'm not gonna say anybody else is wrong, but I do believe that I'm right. If that makes any sense.
Yeah. Okay, and lastly, what do you think about all the religious controversy in the world today? And do you think there's a simple solution?
Wait, what was the question again?
What do you think about all the religious controversy in the world today? And do you think there's a simple solution? Or a solution, I guess, in general?
I mean, I guess the conflict is like any other conflict that we have in the world. I mean, you got religion, you got race, you got dialects and everything. But again, though, I think the number one like solution to all of it is just love in general. That's all of it.
Okay. And that's it.
Well,
Do you want to add anything else? No. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay. So it's just 10 questions. Pretty simple, I think. But you don't have. There's no right or wrong answer or anything like that. Or if there's something you don't want to answer, that's cool. So number one, do you have a specific religion or religious view that you identify with?
Well, I was baptized as Catholic, but we also practice a lot of the Native American customs that are with my tribe. So what I grew up learning.
And what's the name of your tribe?
Crow.
The Crow. Okay.
It's Absarika. That's the official name. We're called Absarika, but the English version is Crow.
Okay. And so you have those views just because that's how you grew up, or
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
Have you always had the same views, or did they ever change over time?
No.
They didn't change.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I've always been the same views. We always do the same customs every single time. So
Okay. What do your views state is the basic problem with humanity? Like, Christians believe the basic problem is that we're sinners.
Mhm.
Is there a specific, like, problem that you guys see with humanity, or is there anything different?
no, because we believe in a God,
Mm-hmm.
just like the same thing with the religious customs
Mhm.
in Catholicism or
Okay.
Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
But there's it's more of a spiritual sense.
Okay.
So it's not really quite like in the sense of in Christianity or Catholicism or anything like that, where there's something wrong with humanity. We don't see it as wrong, because everything belongs to nature, and God is in everything,
Okay.
and that's the way we see it. So
Okay. Is there a sacred text that is involved, or is it more just like oral teachings, or
sacred text, like
the
as in the Bible?
or
Oh no,
no sacred text?
No.
Okay.
we pray, but we pray to a God. We pray to God.
Mm-hmm.
We also, there's a lot of other customs that we follow,
Mm-hmm.
and especially when we pray.
Okay.
So we have the Sundance
Okay.
that happens in the it goes by the moons.
Mm-hmm.
How many moons? I believe it's after the 6th full moon.
Okay.
So it's usually in the summertime,
Okay.
and then you spend 3 days and 3 nights.
Mm-hmm.
You don't drink, you don't eat, and you can smoke tobacco, because the way we believe in tobacco is when you pray and you smoke, your prayers are going up
Okay.
to God.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the way. And when you visualize it and you see it, then it's like there's an actual visual sense to it. So
Mm-hmm.
we use the eagle feather, the eagle feathers specifically, because the reason why is because when we do our prayers,
Mm-hmm.
the eagle it can soar the highest
Okay.
towards the heavens.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we use eagle feathers,
Okay.
and we use those to pray as well. So
Okay.
everything that we use it to pray.
Okay.
I mean, there's a reason for everything. So
Mhm.
when you
Okay.
see like the regalia, sometimes you see them in dress.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they have on, they've made it, but they've also used it for certain different types of prayers, different types of dancing.
Okay.
But everything is pretty much used for prayer.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's very cool.
Mhm.
What about your views on salvation?
Like, what do you mean?
Like being saved, or whether there's a heaven or not a heaven.
Well, they say that when we die, we go back to the circle, inside the circle.
Okay, so like the circle of life.
Right.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Is there like a specific holiday that's like super important? That everybody gets like really into, or are all major holidays important, or ones that you guys don't do, or?
Well, in our tribe specifically, I mean, not really.
No.
Not, yeah, we celebrate so much of everything, so it's really a celebration of living, and
Okay.
so it's like we have naming ceremonies. We have, when you get to a certain level in your life, we have those types of ceremonies. We
Okay.
have dinner ceremonies. We have, it's like if you have. We also have, like, in the clan system as well, we have 2 families.
Mm-hmm.
We have our blood family, we also have our clan family.
Okay.
But our clan family is the ones that we go to for prayer, for when we need like a prayer request or anything like that, we go to our clan family, and they take care of us.
Okay, gotcha.
They take it in a spiritual sense.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
But everything is celebrated then.
most everything is celebrated. I mean, even down to a birth of a child.
Mm-hmm.
Children are valued as the highest in the tribe.
Okay.
And I mean, like, okay, for example, we had this past Crow Fair, a child went missing, and he was about 5 years old.
Mm.
They found him, but he was. What happened was another family was taking care of him until they found his mother. They didn't know that he was missing though.
Oh, okay.
So they were waiting, and what they do is that everybody takes care of the children,
Okay.
always, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The children are seen as our going forward for a tribe.
Okay. Okay.
So, but yeah, I mean, everything we do, we pray about. We pray about just about everything, and we fast.
Okay.
Same thing as in the Bible. I mean, a lot of it is these are customs that have been passed down for generations and generations and generations. So, I mean, it's crazy how a lot of the stuff follows the same things like in the Bible, but it's
about the fans.
it's but we don't really follow a Bible sense. I mean,
Right.
this is all based on prayer. So,
Okay. Cool. Okay. What is your opinion on other religions? Like, do you think that there's any that are wrong, or is it just
No.
like everybody just?
no, there's no wrong or right, and the way we see it, because like I said, I mean, there's no right or wrong in anything you do.
Mm-hmm.
But in a way, we make you own up to that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you do something wrong, I mean, that's on you.
Okay. So it's more of a personal.
Yeah,
I can't think of the word, but I get what you're saying.
yeah.
And what do you think about all the religious controversy that's going on today? Like, do you think there's a simple solution, or just like with all the hate crimes and everything going on and against other groups?
I can't really, I mean, I don't really see, it's, we don't see it in that sense. So, I mean, it's more of a, to each their own.
Okay, got it. Okay,
So, yeah.
that's it.
Okay. I hope
But
I
thank
answered
you.
everything.
No, yeah, that was really good. I
Okay.
appreciate it.
Oh, another thing I wanted to say was,
Yeah.
I forgot to mention, was our church is actually a sweat lodge. We go, the women and the men pray differently.
Okay.
It's and this is where we can actually go in and pray. You can do this weekly, you can do it every other night, but what we do is just about every house has a sweat lodge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's you're on the dirt, and then there's it's like a dome made out of these like a vine, a very strong vine.
Mm-hmm.
And what they do is they bend them and twist them, and then it turns into a dome.
Okay.
Then they put we put any kind of cover, but not anything like a tarp, but something that's breathable, something natural.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes we use canvas now. A long time ago they used to use like animal hides and stuff like that, but now they use more like canvas, old blankets, things like that. Breathable stuff,
Mm-hmm.
natural, not man-made, but something natural.
Okay.
And we heat the rocks up. We have a whole process of it too. I mean, you go through, you get we have to go and get the rocks too. Someplace to go actually get the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always trips.
Yeah.
And we have to make just to go get the specific kind of rock. And then what we do is we keep the rocks for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but we heat them up. And we built this big, huge fire. And then we heat the rocks up. When they're finally hot, then we have a hole in the ground inside the sweat lodge. And there may be sometimes 6, 7 women that will come over.
Mm-hmm.
And in our tradition, the men go first, and then the women go after.
Okay.
But they all go separately.
Okay.
The women don't go in with the men.
Okay.
And because you go in, I don't know why, what the custom is on that. I know I've been wanting to ask for years, but you know, you just do it, you know.
Yeah.
And but you go in naked. You have to go in completely nude.
Mhm.
And it's like a cleansing. You go and you pray. Everybody has their turn to pray,
Mhm.
and everybody prays for you. And that once you go in like in sessions, and you have to come out because it's crazy hot.
Yeah.
But it's like a cleansing thing. So
Okay.
it's still that. But that's our daily church. I mean, because
Okay.
you can't go to Sundances all the time. So
Okay.
you know.
Gotcha. That makes
So,
sense.
Yep.
That's very cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so now I'm gonna ask you the same questions. Am I supposed to say same questions?
No, it's fine.
Do you have a specific religion or religious views you identify with?
Christian.
Why or what drew you to these views?
Personal experiences.
Okay. Have you always had these views? Or have they changed over time?
They changed over time. I was raised Catholic and then I converted to Christianity.
Okay. What do your views state is the basic problem with humanity?
Sin.
Okay. What is the name of your views' sacred text, and how involved are you with the text?
The Bible, and I try to be involved daily, but it doesn't always work out.
What are your religious views on salvation?
We can only get salvation through our faith in Jesus.
Okay. What would you say is very important holiday associated with your views?
Easter.
Okay. Are there any super important rituals or practices commonly done?
Baptisms.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Didn't think of that one. Based on your religion, what is your opinion about other religious views?
There's only one way to make it into heaven, and that's through Jesus.
Okay, just shutting everybody else down. What do you think about all the religious controversy in the world today? Do you think there's a simple solution? If so, what do you think it is?
I don't know if it's simple, but I would agree with what you said earlier, and I feel like love or just acceptance of others, it would be a way to calm things down, I guess.
Okay. Well, that concludes this interview. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, so there are no right or wrong answers, just, how you feel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you have a specific religion or religious view that you identify with?
Yeah, I identify being Christian.
Okay. And what drew you to these views? Like, have you always been Christian, or your parents, or?
No. I guess really what drew me to it really just from seeing other people and seeing how they are and how they act, and just finding out what the basis of them acting like that is. And you see people that I consider to be good people, and I'd find out that it's because they're Christian, and that's just where their values and morals are instilled is from being Christian. So
Okay.
that's really kind of what
Drew you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you haven't always had the same views?
No.
They changed over time?
Yeah.
What do your views state is the basic problem with humanity? Or what do you think is the basic problem of humanity? like an example would be like most Christians believe that the basic problem of humanity is that we're sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you would agree with, or do you think there's also something else, or?
I think that is, basically the bad thing is sin, really, and that's kind of what Christianity is about, is staying away from sin.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can really necessarily be entirely 100% free from sin.
Right.
But I would say that is one of the biggest factors.
Okay. What is the name of the sacred text, and how involved are you with it?
The Bible is the name of it.
Yeah.
And I read pretty regularly.
Okay.
Not as much as I'd like to, but I'd say on a weekly basis I'll read maybe a passage or two.
That's good. What would you say is a very important holiday associated with Christianity?
Christmas.
Christmas. That's true.
Really, I think Easter is probably
Easter.
more important. Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Do you know of any, or if there are any super important rituals or practices that are commonly done?
I mean, baptism is a pretty normal ritual to go through, to wash away the sin and to be born again, type thing.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it totally moved. Who knows when? I was looking at the doors. Based on your opinion, or what is your opinion about other religious views?
I think that it's important to have some form of religion, whether it be right or wrong. I think as long as you worship one God, that's probably the right thing to do. You may have different when it gets down to like the nitty gritty, you may have little individual things that are different from religion to religion, but I think as long as it's just
like monotheism.
Monotheism, yeah.
Okay.
As long as that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
As long as it's monotheism, I think that you're probably on the right track at least.
Okay. And lastly, what do you think about all the religious controversy in the world today? And do you think there's a simple solution to it?
I don't think that there is a simple solution to it. I think it's kind of crazy that controversy comes from religion, because most religions talk about acceptance and accepting other people regardless of what their views are.
Right.
Whether they're atheist or Hindu or anything, Buddhist. But I don't think that there is an easy way to fix that. I think that people will always look for differences in others, and whether it be religion or hair color or skin color or anything.
Yeah.
People will always find something different about someone else and say that it's wrong or want to do away with them because of something.
Right. I can see that. That's it. Do you want to add anything, or you good?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.